Hello, sketchbook heroes and sketchbook warriors. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, time just flies. We've been doing this for 5 years now, believe it or not. Woo, we started back in the back around this time, maybe during COVID time. All right, here we go. Let's go. We're down to once a month. We'll be drawing flowers tonight. A lot of little flowers. We're going to start off. Let's just jump into it. Now, I really want to emphasize today parts and whole. Parts and whole. What does that mean? Parts and whole. So parts and whole. You need to learn to see parts and whole when you're learning to draw. See, there's a lot of parts, and you allow me to see the whole part, right? And kind of switch back and forth. I mean, that's a skill I've talked about, but we're going to emphasize a little bit with our first drawing. We're gonna start off with let's see. I think we're gonna start off with this. We're not going to draw everything. We're probably just going to draw one flower. If you'd like to draw more of the flowers, you can. But I'm going to draw this one, probably this flower, because that's probably the simplest. Maybe I'll probably draw these two, and then we'll jump over here and draw one of these, just so you can see how I break this apart. I'm break it into parts and try to probably draw this. If you'd like to draw the other ones, feel free to do that. And then we'll probably go to this one. And then I don't know what we'll go with next after this one. So we'll definitely go in that order. Maybe do this whole drawing. And if you have suggestions, I do have like stuff around me here. Even this little box is made of shapes and different parts. And we can talk about all that. And it's all about the practice and here enjoying the ride and enjoying the journey. So let's start. Okay, so if I were to draw all of this, I'm going to sketch it out. I would show you how I would draw all of this because don't want to get overwhelmed. You want to see the parts and you want to see, even like here, I can see this almost. Ooh, look at this. I'm not going to draw the whole thing, but I'm going to show you how I would draw this whole thing if I were to draw the whole thing. And if you'd like, let me highlight myself. That might make a difference for some of you. Spotlight, there we go. There we go. Oh, I'm not happy with the, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I need more light. I brought in another light, but I see it's a little blurry. No, it's not. I think, you know what, I think because my hand looks good. I think it's something with Zoom. Zoom has changed their settings. I don't like that. So I don't know. Maybe should figure that one out when I get back. I'm gonna be leaving for town for a couple of weeks. All right. And then hopefully we'll have it figured out by next month.
Go ahead, bitch. You agent. Yo, I got two double O zero on your fucking head. What you gonna do? Big guy, forehead?
Rachel.
Yeah.
Sorry, people.
Yo, chill my heart. Yeah. Chill my heart. Yeah. Heart, chill. Yo, we close.
There we go. Sorry about that. Enoch, I see you in the house. And where's this? Oh, shoot. Oh, there he is. Bam. Done. All right. We've got, oh, what did their parents must be proud. Anyways, all right. And then we'll probably might get another one. Who knows? Anyways, how do we break this apart? How do we let things not get us down? Anyways, life is life. Life happens. Anyways, I can charge people. You can know this is what happens when it's for free. Anyways, I see this as a big shape here. I can probably try to see this whole thing, but I think my brain can only I can see 5 here, and I can see this envelope of 5. And if I see that, I can probably that can get me started here. I'm not going to draw the whole thing, but I'm just going to show you how I would break this apart to draw the whole thing. I would like to see where it's going to fit. Yeah, this is a new camera. How it's going to fit on my page. And I can see that it's almost it's a little bit thinner, but I would probably, let's see, I kind of see this angle here, and then this angle here, and this here. There's these 5 flowers. If somebody wants to screenshot that too, that would be great. If you'd like to have that screenshot and put in the chat. I've tried doing it. Oh no, this is really. I've tried doing that, and I've tried. Oops, sorry. Huh, screenshotting that. Yeah, it's a little blurry for me. I don't know if it's blurry for other people. Welcome, everybody. Wow, we got quite a crowd here tonight. 14 of you, or 13 plus me. We can take a look here. 15 now. Ooh, somebody just joined us. All right, so we're going to be drawing, sketching again. For those of you who are new, just coming in, we're going to be sketching just one of these flowers, but I'm going to show you how I would break this down. So I really would like, I see this, it's called enveloping. I don't want to draw on this. because it's my mom's, but I can see this slight angle here. I can see this angle here from this flower to this flower, and then this here from here to here, and then from here to here. And it's almost, it's probably a square or circle right in here. So I can use that space right here. And I know there's all this other space underneath to draw it here. And you can see that I'm actually doing it here. So I see that, and then I see this slight angle, not straight up and down, slight angle, and then this other angle. And it's not a perfect square, it's a little bit longer. And then I would have all these other flowers, maybe one here, one there. See, and I'm not drawing all the details. I'm just seeing the shape of it. And then another one here. There's these three, and then there's the five. There's the one in the middle, the one that's way up here, the one that's over here. And just like that, we're drawing a puzzle. We're breaking it apart into parts. We're seeing the parts. We're seeing the whole and how it all fits together, just like a puzzle. It's all shapes, made up of shapes. Now I can see if I like it, I can, go into it more and start, drawing it all out. Or if I need to make changes, I can make changes. Kind of like what I did here with this flower, actually. I made those changes. I drew it out first. Perfect example. If you look carefully, you can see this right here. I first started, actually, this small. I go, no, I'm going to draw it bigger. So then I went bigger and kind of threw it off center here. But you can see the initial sketch, the initial first steps, the baby steps. So there's the baby steps if I wanted to draw the whole thing, and I probably could actually. It just takes time, right? And that's how I would do the whole thing. I would draw each one. Then now I have this flower here, kind of, and then I double check the spacing, the negative space, which is the space between the flowers, how much that space is, how close things are, how accurate I want to get. If it's just somewhat accurate, then I'm happy. Not, then I really look in the space here. Maybe this one is a little bit higher, maybe a little bit, and make some adjustments. I can make things bigger, smaller, and that's just getting the shape of it. Not even the details yet. I don't focus on the details. Details go last. When I first started learning to draw on my own, I started focusing on the details and get lost in the details. But then you get lost. You're sometimes come out of proportion. So I hear this one probably needs a little more space out if I wanted to. And if you're not too picky, which is good, you can just leave it. You can just leave it. You got to see where you're happy with it. And sometimes you want to push it to get it as accurate as possible, and sometimes it doesn't matter. But it's all good practice. If you don't get stressed out, keep it with it. Keep it real. Keep it real. So here we go. We're gonna start off with this one. I can see it's almost circle or square here plus the top. So I would probably say it's just by experience 1.5 by 1. That's my ratio. We go with ratios. I'll draw a big one right here. So 1.5, which means here's our circle, and then half that circle up. That's about the shape and space that we're gonna need for that flower, and it is blurry. I apologize. I think this has more to do with yeah, because my hands are fine. It has more to do with the zoom. I might have to go to another format. I don't know. Maybe I'll test other things out. Because Zoom made some changes, and it's not good. Anyways, all right, we do what we can. All right, so here now I can see I've got my shape of this flower that's there, and let's see the parts. I know there's a part right in here, and so it's going to be about that big. And let's start off with this leaf then. The bottom is a little flat, and I can already start visualizing it, seeing it before it's done. So it kind of curves this way up, curves around, then curves up here, and then curves there. I'm gonna see if we can zoom in a little bit more at least. Hopefully that gets rid of some of the like a little closer. Ooh, there we go. Hopefully that clears it up a little bit for some of you. And we're drawing this one here. It's pretty close. I can see it. I'm stretching it out. I'm looking at an angle. It is stretched out a little bit I can probably go a little bit wider to make it more accurate, but it's okay. It's all right. Getting the curves, that feel of that form right on top. And I started off light, and then I can start going darker. There's that. I don't know what kind of flower this is. It's interesting. Tulip, maybe? They look like tulips. That's it. The jokes. Well, Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, 2026. I'm hoping, well, it's going to be quite a year, actually. There's a lot of stuff that's coming down the pike. But hopefully everybody hangs in there and we can all get along. Now here I can a little bit of an S curve. It looks like an S. It's just like a slight S. I see these forms like right in here, like this form. Don't have to draw it, but there's like here this form, and I can see it curve around it, and then up here curve around. There's like a little curve here. A little more advanced, I guess. Curving this, and then how it attaches itself and around the original egg-shaped drawing that we started. And just these little lips, two lips. It kind of comes around. Notice that form. That little slight little S. Welcome, welcome. Maybe we can get people in the chat put where they're from. See who's the furthest. I know we have somebody from Singapore. I see him. Somebody from Singapore out there. We've had people from Japan. We've had people from all over the place. Let's see. All right, let's do the inside of the flower. This flower. It looks like there's two parts. There's it's almost like a hill. There's a, I would say there's a circle part there and another circle part here. You don't have to draw these, but this helps. This is what I see when I'm drawing. I see these two, like two circles here, and it's really just the top of that. Really just kind of goes over that one, comes down, and then goes over that. Oh, it looks like a heart. And then I would kind of shade that in if I really needed to get rid of it. My guide shapes there. And then we've got another petal back here. Then we got another petal back here. It's not perfectly round. It does have like a little hard edges. Right in there. It fits right in there like that. There's that flower. And then shading these and coloring them, that's a whole other story. Ooh, this one actually, ooh, I like that one. I'm gonna probably draw this one as well. Draw this one. Ooh, we have somebody from New York City. Wow. New York City. Ooh, you got a few hour, yeah, a few hours ahead of it. Yeah, we usually start at 6, but yeah, I've had to change it because I'm leaving town. And we're usually here on Wednesdays. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Let's see. I want to draw that one up here. Let's see, up here. Let's draw this one. I'll draw it maybe a little bit smaller than it is. I'll bring it down. See, we can make these adjustments because we're the artists, but try to get the same. There's a slight angle to it. Slight angle. You see these axis lines? Real quick. There we go. Yeah, the axis line. And, interesting. And I can see that here this part goes in. Here's the center. I always see the center. It's on the left side. So here's my center with my axis line already, just automatically, and it's on this side. It's on this side. It's this little break in the egg here. This little crack that kind of comes up to a point, maybe not so high, and then comes down here. And the base is a little wider. Maybe widen up the base. It reminds me of the little, is it the little shop of horrors with the giant flowers? There we go. I'll break that one. And then just the little curves in and out. There we go. Yeah, so this remind me of the little shop of horrors. There we go. You can see all these lines. And then you can go darker. Or even with a marker. Yeah, this is a darker pen. And I'm just using a regular ballpoint pen. You can use a pencil, you can use anything you like. That's the beauty of drawing. Once you have the skill, you can actually transfer to a lot of different tools. Bring this down a little bit. Very cool. That's good. That looks pretty good. We got this other pedal in the back. And it's got two parts. Again, it has that one little bump here, and then another little bump, and then it just comes all the way down that part. And this is a two-dimensional flower. I have some flowers here. We might get into a little more realistic flower. That would be cool. Yeah, so if you're here hanging out, we'll get there. All right. That looks good. And this is where shading and this is where kind of would be I try to produce contrast, especially like here. I can see this petal kind of pushes this a little bit back, and all the shading would this one maybe in here, or if you color it differently here and give it some form, that's a little more advanced. Understanding form, making things three-dimensional as it kind of is rounded. These are all really rounded, soft shapes. I just gave it a little bit of shade. You can give it a little bit of color. And then we've got the stems. Let's do the stems. Actually, I'm going to hold off on the stems. I'm going to start them a little bit. And then once we have all the flowers in, I can finish them up. Like here, the stem here, this one's a little thin. As I'm looking at it, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. See, okay to make adjustments. You make your shot and they can make adjustments. See? And the shading, we'll hide that stuff. Let's go a little bit darker. There we go. That looks good. All right, we're done with our two first flowers. Let's go to our next one. Ooh, this one. Ooh, I really like that one. We can put it right in here. I think I can see it. I can see it right in here. This is where it's going to go in this spot. Um, it's like a bell. It's like a bell shape. I can see a circle in here. See this roundedness? I can imagine a circle in here. And then from there, I can imagine that circle and see, okay, 2, 3, it's about 3 circles high. And I can bring those other circles to the side. And then even probably another circle higher up on that angle there. All right, so let's we'll draw this one here. And we'll draw it right in here. I can actually even sketch it in really lightly. Can say, okay, I want to kind of like right in here. I can have the height and the width, and the base will probably be right in here. That's probably pretty good right there. Start off with that circle shape, really lightly, and then I can start off with that. Let's see, okay, there. And this is actually that's that bell part, and then you have that top part up here, which kind of goes to a point, which actually I'd have to draw smaller to get in there right. Okay, if you'd like to watch this recording later, I'm just getting that message. It's on our sketchbook. You can go to YouTube and do a search for Sketchbook Hero, all one word. Sketchbook Hero, all one word. There's other Sketchbook Heroes out there, but it's all one word, and you'll be able to see it. I can put that in the chat in a bit and see these videos. Yeah. Subscribe, like, and yeah, I will. I'm working on. I've been working on it for a long time, but I've got other stuff I'm working on too now. So it's kind of. I'm working on making them better. Having some because they're all just it's raw footage. It's all raw footage. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat soon. Right, actually, right after this drawing, we'll take a little break. I'll put it in the chat on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, so I can see this here. I can see this bell shape here. I can see the top part, which is going to be right about in there. I have my axis lines. It's good to have those and see those. You don't have to always draw them. But when you're first learning to draw, it's good to see them. Like this flower up here really helps with that angle because that whole flower was at an angle. All right, and then this could be like an axis line too, where that the point of this calla lily. The calla lilies. Oh, the calla lilies. My gosh, that's an old reference. Goes back, old reference. It goes back. Not a lot of people know. Many of you do. All right, so here we have the calla lily coming in here and overlapping. It overlaps. So this part right here flows, goes up here, to a point which I'm kind of missing out on. It comes down and then flows right onto that part right in there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, no, you know what? That's a boo-boo. That's a boo-boo. Okay, no, I know what I'm gonna do. I can fix this. Yeah, no, that's good. This is the bottom line here. That's what I saw. This bottom line, and then we'll do the lip, that other little part. So that's as good. No need to erase. Sometimes I see things in my mind and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what I saw. I'm like, okay, no, wait a minute. Hard to draw and explain, breaking things down. See, now I can bring the stem down because I know where that flower is. And it's going to be behind the magic of space, behind. Overlapping, it's called overlapping. All right, that's good. I like that. I like that. And I like the way this tapers open. I like it. This one. Let's get this lip in here, this lip. So it's just this lip that starts here. We can actually push it out a little bit. Then the drawing has it. I like giving it sometimes a little bit of a push. Emphasize that space. It comes up and up. Almost parallel. This second line is a little bit tougher to draw because as you're drawing it, you have to notice the thickness of this shape that you're creating. Because you have this one shape, one line. Once you add the second line, you start creating a shape, and it's a little bit more challenging. You almost have to look at this first line to kind of make sure it tapers. It gets thin, then it goes thicker, then it goes thin again, or it gets closer to that line, right? So it kind of like tapers. There's a tapered tail. There it is. That looks good. All right. Yep. That's important. And I kind of brought it out a little bit because that can give it a little bit more sense of depth. See that little bit of overlapping, I'm pushing it out a little bit more than the drawing has it. And then we've got this other lip up here, probably curves out a little bit more. And then it curves down. There we go. Down. Try to get the flow of the line, the flow of the line. There we go. There it is. And then that one needs the lip as well, for the thickness of that petal. And this one's, yeah, it's thick here. Then it gets a little bit thin. And yeah, find things that you like to draw. If it's not flowers, that's okay. I mean, you can draw anything, but it makes things more fun when you're trying to draw stuff that you like. And that goes down to who are you? What do you like? What are you good at? What are you not good at? What do you need to get better at? It's a good New Year's resolution to look at that and self-reflect and say, oh, okay, I'm not good at drawing hands. I'm going to try to practice drawing hands and make it a goal. That's what really and study. There's so much stuff out there. Ignorance is a choice. And now that the internet's there. All right, here we go. So we've got the stem that's in here. It comes off right about the middle, slight angle to it. Got this almost like hot dog shape. There's little bumps here and there. I'm not going to worry about them. I'm going to make it smoother. Little stem. Let's go darker. Once you're happy with it, see how I kind of go over it and over it. There we go. Happy with that. All right, and then the stem. Bring that stem back. The thickness of the stem. We'll get some leaves in here as well. Oh yeah, Georgia O'Keeffe. Oh gosh, I got to see her. Oh man, I was in Santa Fe, New Mexico last year. Gosh, I can already say last year. Santa Fe, New Mexico, and went to her museum. And as I was leaving Santa Fe, I said, "Oh yeah," they were asking me the shuttle lady, and she goes, "Oh yeah, did you get to go to her house?" I'm like, "No, you can go to her house. Yeah, you could visit her house and studio." I did get to go to in Kansas City. I got to go to ooh another artist that I really like in Kansas City to see his house and studio. And that was Thomas Hart Benton. Thomas Hart Benton. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's really smooth. She paints in oils. Georgia O'Keeffe. Yeah. I was really close to one of her paintings today at the Allen County Museum, but went to a different section. I'd already seen, yeah, it's one of her, yeah, it's one of my favorites too. Georgia O'Keeffe. O'Keeffe. All right. Was there another flower we're gonna look at? No, I think that's it. Well, let's take a look. Should we do one more? I kind of like that one. Just to fill the page, we could probably put one more right in here on this side. Sorry for the blurriness. Definitely need to. Yeah, see when I put my hand here, that looks fine. Funny how that goes. So it's really, I think it's really Zoom that's messing us up. We can go somewhere else. I think Teams, but it's all good. All right, we'll do this one. I'll kind of draw this flower here. Again, same thing. If you can see the circle in here, that really helps. And it really helps with the height and the width. And then everything else is just kind of like a crown that's on top of that circle. And you can see the angle too of that shape. So that's how we'll start that one up here, over here on this side. And then we'll put we'll put the recording out of the Irvine, California Bay Area. All right, we got people out there. All right. Oh, okay. So I know it's going to be here. See, I can already see, I can imagine it before it happens. We're looking into the future here. That's what this all power of imagination. I can see, okay, the circle right in here. I'm going to go over the blue. That's all right. Right here, it's going to be a circle and then the crown right above it. And that's where it's going to be. See, before I even start getting more detail, I'm sorry about the notes. That's all I have right now with me. But there we go. We do what we can. Do it for fun. Yeah, if you get more serious, get better paper and stuff like that. Still don't take it too seriously, but take it serious. You do need to. There's a certain level of seriousness, but yeah, step it back if it gets too serious. I don't know. It's definitely need to learn to navigate those waters. Sometimes I know I've gotten too serious. Oh, this is art. This needs to be. Yeah. Anyways, all right. This ego. Okay, so here's my center. I can see that this part right here is off center, just like the other one was. It's over here on this side, probably close to the middle, right about there. Then I can see this, ooh, this almost triangle shape right here. See this triangle shape right, that's going to be right in there. And it's got a lot of ins and outs, but I can see the bigger shape. See, I can see this bigger shape of the triangle because it helps me put it in there. Helps me see how big it is compared to the leaf, the petals, the other petals, which is proportions, right? So I'm looking at how big it is, and I'm looking to see how big it is over here. And I might need to bring it down a little bit more. So now I have that as a base. I can see that it kind of goes in and then out. There's like a V right in there, a V, and then it comes up and then the tip to that petal right in there, and then it curves out right in here. There's that V, and it'll curve to the tip of that petal, and it curves in, and then it curves down and around the bottom here. Then here it goes in, a little straighter there. There it is. There's that petal. Pedal to the metal. Yeah, it's all these little curves. This is definitely a little more difficult than the other ones. Plus, I'm going a little faster. I'm not breaking it down. You're gonna have to see it. And it is just practice and experience. But you get the idea of how I break things down. That's it. Break it down. Break it down. And here, okay, I can see the split here open up slightly and then gets a little bit closer. And then opens up again. It kind of echoes that curve in and out. Curve in and out. Let's zoom in. Oh my God. I look over at my screen and it's kind of blurry. I hate seeing that. Say, put my hand down. Does that help? No. There it is. What helps? Right there. For a second. That's it. Okay. All right. All right. In, out, in, out. I can see this space right in here. And then come we're in, actually out, then in, and out, and then in and up, right in there. It's kind of like this. It's almost like a square right there. It's really interesting, that little part. And bam. And then here, this goes in and then curves around. So it's almost square there and then it curves around. And this is composition, how you compose things. You're putting all the parts together. That's definitely more advanced. We're really doing something that's kind of advanced, thinking about composition and how it's all composed, how it's put together. And still lifes are perfect for that. Still lifes are really thinking about how things flow, movement, patterns, the different principles of art, which we usually don't talk about here. We just focus on the elements because we're just learning to draw. You focus on the elements. But the next step is trying to tell stories and try to think about how do you put those shapes together to best express what you're trying to express. All right, we got that inside petal. We got this other petal, this other petals that are around. I'm just gonna throw them in there. Then we'll get to our next drawing. Wow, well, what's it gonna be? No, more flowers. Oh yeah, we got that one butterfly. And I think we'll call it a day for the flowers. And we'll move on to something else. All right, here we got this other petal. I kind of simplified it. It kind of looks like shark fin, but there's some ins and outs. If I push it in a little bit more in here and then it goes out. See, if you push it in and out a little bit more, get some of that form. And then this one, another triangle, and then we're done with this flower. Oh, we still need to do the leaves. These are petals, and now they're leaves. Gotta make sure to, I'm saying what is what. I used to say, what are these called? There's not leaves, they're petals. All right, here we go. Let's put some leaves. There's going to be one over here. It kind of goes off. I'll just put them in. They're not as they're kind of triangular shapes. There's one there. Finish the stem coming up this way. See now, oh, I'm going to put a leaf over this one. Kind of make it behind here. It's a leaf. Leave me alone. There it is. Let's see which other one. Let's add another leaf over here. Ooh, I'm gonna see, I can see the space here. I'm breaking up the spaces. This leaf doesn't look that natural. I'm gonna bring it, yeah, bring it down this one. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely want to break this space up right in here. And I see this kind of like a leaf up in here. So I'm gonna pretend there's a leaf coming through here and then just have it go. Yeah, there we go. And feel free to break up your space any way you'd like. Maybe, yeah, it's not so pointy. I'm gonna add a little bit of I added it a little bit pointy, but taking that back. There's a leaf. There's this leaf. And all of a sudden we have something that looks really complex. And like, oh my gosh. But just because you can see the parts in the whole, seeing the parts in the whole. And let's see, let's do another leaf right in here. Just break up this space. Yeah, because when you're thinking about design and composition, you're thinking about the negative space. See the space that's created, the shapes that are created out of the positive space. The positive space is the leaf, but then you've got this negative space. You can see how it's thick and thin. It really moves your eye around in here. And those are things to think about when you're putting things together and composing things. Oh, wait a minute. I think we might have a solution for our blur thing. Let me see, somebody putting up. Try looking at video settings, pull down menu. Is the blur my background selected? You know what? I've done that and it's yeah, it's not selected. It's not selected. If I do it, there you go. Look at that's really blurry. Yeah, I know. It's like something they automatically do. So it's somewhere else. I'm not sure. It's really weird. Yeah, see, I put my hand in there and then it has that other thing that's been going on. Yeah, they made those changes a few months ago. We've been struggling with it every month for the last 3 or 4. Oh, one of them. Oh yeah, one of the recordings didn't even come out, so we didn't even get to put that. Thank you though. Yeah, you can always try figuring this thing out. I'm gonna put one more leaf on this side because it's empty here. So Bring it up and then down. See, I'm making it a little bit higher. Just adding variety. Variety is one of the principles of art. Variety. There's 7 elements and 7 principles. You got to study them. The principles of variety. Variety is the spice of life. See, if I would have had them at the same time, a little bit of difference, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. Look, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's bring this back. See what it looks like now. Aerial view. All right, maybe a little further back. There we go. Oh, that's not too bad. A little bit of coloring, a little bit. If you don't like the composition, there's other rules for composition. The way you put things together, the way you make things eye flow. Your eye flow. There's usually like a point of interest or emphasis. This could be it, and everything else kind of like a supporting thing, depending on the story that you're trying to tell. And then blah, 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 how you want your viewer to view it, if you want it to be viewed anyways. All right. That's a good one. I think this is going to be a little bit more intense. I think this one, yeah, definitely a little more intense. Should we, go for the whole thing? Wow. We got 3 flowers and, yeah, I think we should go for this one. So let's see if we can screenshot. I can't screenshot this on my side. Let's see, put my hand here. That's like the weirdest thing. Yeah, so. Oh, look at that, the magic. Magic hands. Bizarre. Zoom if you're out there. All right, so if you'd like to screenshot that and put it in the chat, let me see if I can get it. I can't screenshot it myself. I've tried. Oh no, I just had it. Oh, wow. All right, we'll just do it. You can see one big, and again, this is how I would draw it out. Circles, 3 circles, and I can see this is one actually big half circle or a banana shape, but you got to notice the thickness. And some people, I say banana, they actually draw a banana. No, you got to actually see the height and the width, how wide, or even the letter D, actually the letter D, how that curves out. And seeing the parts in the whole, right? There we go. Let's do it. Let's just go ahead and draw. There's a lot here. But see how we broke this one down? Yeah, we broke it down into parts. We'll do the same thing here. I can see the letter D here. D for draw, daily. All right, here. And then we'll get on to something else. I don't know. We'll see what we draw next. So this one will take a pretty minute. All right. Ooh, up to 12. Yeah, last year this time we had a full house last year. I don't know what happened. We had 100 people. That was pretty wild. Oh, why don't we take a little, let me see. I'll share my screen. Why don't I do that and show you where our website is? And then I'll put it in the chat. All right, so here's I think, let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. If I go over here and click on that and then view our channel, you can see our channel. Here's our channel, Sketchbook Hero. Learn how to draw. Yeah, I don't know. This one was a good one. This bird one was a really good one. That one was really successful. I don't know how many views we got on that so far. I can't see. I don't know. Oh yeah, 35 views 4 months ago. Okay, so yeah, I think so less than 4 months then we've been having this trouble. All right, I'll go ahead and see. I hear the Sketchbook Hero at YouTube. I'll copy that, put it in the chat, and there we go. So like, subscribe, and I'll try to get more professional videos there. That's eventually. I know AI is really helping me with the stuff I'm working on. Actually, why don't I share that? Actually, let me see. Let's go to my docs. Create docs. Drive doc. Over there it is. Ha ha ha. Bring tools. Yeah, there it is. So bring tools. All right, so bring tools is what I'm actually working on. I shared it for the first time yesterday. Actually, I'll share this again. I'll share it here. Bring tools is something I've been working on for years. And it's basically these, and it's going to be here. This is just starting here as a doc. I've had it as a website, but the doc one is going to be really cool. Here's my website, the website. But it's basically goals, knowledge, skills, action. results. But I will be putting this together so you can see the goals. And if you open up goals, there's dreams and problems when you have goals or challenges. It's really interesting. It's gonna go deep, but it's really this. Setting a goal if you're learning to draw, and being clear. SMART goals, if you've ever heard of SMART goals, is really specific. What do you want to learn to draw as? You want to learn to draw impressionistically or just for fun, or you're drawing, you have to have a good direction or a goal or a why or a reason. And then as you have your goals, you take action, and that, with your knowledge and skills, and that grows your knowledge and skills the more you do action. You have results and you evaluate, and it's kind of a cycle, almost like the scientific method. It would be a process. Anyways, but there's a lot of videos and a lot of stuff that I have, but I'm going to use AI to kind of condense it all and make it all available. Let's go down. Oh yeah, there it is. Sketchbook Hero is in the chat. All right, let's stop sharing and let's start drawing. Bam. All right. Yeah, that Sketchbook Hero, I mean Sketchbook Brain Tools. Let me see, I can probably put that, it's not finished. Well, maybe hey, you know what? I'll have you guys come back next month. We'll do the first Wednesday of next month in February, and I'll share the link. Hopefully we'll have more stuff on it. But that's it for now. All right. So here we go. So we got the letter D, and I kind of see it's a little bit heavier down here. I can see that it kind of comes up and then comes down. I'm looking at the big shape. It's kind of probably widest right in here. And this is probably the emphasis if I was the artist and designing here. The emphasis is this, because all my eye kind of like almost goes down here and points to this. Even this kind of brings my eye in, and this brings my eye in, almost like it's pointing to that part. As far as a design goes, you gotta think about how your eye flows. All right, there we go. Your focus. Everybody wants your focus and attention. That's why. Yep. All the Facebook and all that other stuff gets your attention. Here, so I'm gonna just put in the letter D here. Letter D. Then I've got my letter D, but it's a little bit wider here at the bottom, a little below the middle. And then this side, it looks like it goes actually wider at the top. And I can see it's not as tall as it is up there. So this is a little bit lower. And it's probably right about in here. It's a little bit higher. And it's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. But I'm not one of those who can easily hide. All right, here we go. Quoting some songs. All right, so I buy a big house where we both could live. All right, then here we go. So there, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. All right, so now from here, these are the big shapes I see. I can kind of see, we want to get to a little bit of that because this is important. This is where the butterfly body is going to be in here somewhere like that. Now I have that. Now I can see this big flower here. We have 3 flowers. The big one here is going to be right about in here. And I can see it's going to be right about in there. And this other flower over here, almost like an oval, a little bit of an oval. It's going to be right about in there. Then I have this other one underneath. It's about a circle. It's a little bit smaller than our first flower. It's going to be right about there. Then you have all these other leaves and stuff, but you see, I can see these big shapes. I can see the parts. We're going from the papa shapes, the big papa shapes, and these are kind of like the mama shapes, I guess. The mama shapes. And I can see the mama shape in here. This butterfly is actually, I can broken into 2 parts. And I can see this part, the lower part and the upper part. And here on this side too, kind of the lower part and the upper part. And a little bit of a guideline. All right. Now let's get to, that's the mama parts. Now let's get to the baby parts. I think we'll start from the left side, and then we'll work our way that way. All right, so we'll start off with this flower. Let's zoom in. Ooh, that'd be cool. This is a little bit thicker. We can move it over, move it on over. And let's zoom in a little bit. Weird. Zoom. I have to write to them or something. Who's got time for that? I need to because I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my oval here. I can see it here. I can see that there's the center, that center part right there. We've got two leaves above that center part. Let's cut that about in half. We got one leaf above it. Actually, not a leaf. There I go. It's a petal. It's related to the leaf, I'm sure. The DNA. You can see how it kind of came about. There's the petal. Pedal to the metal. I'm not describing it. I'm just drawing it about how I see. I'm not. I don't know. I'm gonna assume you're a little more advanced now. People who are here. If not, you can feel free to when I say it. Yeah, that's already this. It's gonna be the 8 o'clock hour, so we need to step it up. Okay, so I can try to break it down a little bit. We have like a circle shape, and then it goes to a point here, and then comes back. Ooh, a little bit too thick. I know it's gonna fit in there. Gosh, but anyways, it's not in focus. Focus, people, focus. Yeah, focus is really important. When you're reaching your goals, focus is one of them. A little bit of bumps. I'm going around here. That was the circle. I'm just putting these little bumps in. We have the original. Yeah, I didn't have that. All right, I'll try to get a little bit better together for next month. Yeah, I should be. I'm just trying to think where I'm going to be at next month. Right now, we've got a lot of mom care happening, so it's throwing a monkey wrench into the things. All right, so this next petal here, there's one behind here. I'm not going to worry about it yet, but this one kind of curves in here. Then we have another one. Ooh, this is another main petal because there's three up above that one, and the one in the middle is right about there. That kind of will get me these four petals. Boom, will get me everything else. I can see these four petals. It'll help me have everything else fit. So, all right, let's do this. So let's do the bottom petal here. Curves. And it goes to a point, a little tip, a little curve. And then here, this is almost another S curve right in here. Okay. A little S curve. You'll see these S curves and you get used to drawing them. And then they get fun to draw. Like, oh, here's an S curve. And then you put another line behind it and it looks like a chili, or I call it the tapered tail. You'll see this shape a lot too. Like in the ponytail or in a horse's tail, ears. It's this shape. It's kind of not quite ubiquitous, but it is out there quite a bit. All right, so this leaf underneath is blah, 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 petal is a little bit more like a football shape. It's underneath. This underneath is pretty smooth. It's got a little center in it. There we go. Let's see if we can zoom in. Oh, I had the focus better. I had this setting here on this new camera. It would focus it. Hope that helps. Let me move this out of the way. All right, here we go. So I'm going to draw this. There's one petal above and one below. I'm going to draw the middle one first. Because once I get the middle one, I can see how wide it's going to be. The other ones will fit. The other two petals will fit. So I'm going to go here, and then it goes wide. And then it comes up to a point, and then it comes up and around like that. That's it. Okay. And then we've got the two petals. This one, you only see it's behind everything. So you're really just seeing that little point, a little tip of that petal, which is similar to the one we just drew. Fit in there. Interesting shape. It's like a dolphin nose. There it is. And then here on this side, because it is sideways, it's showing two parts of this petal. This top part and here. And I try to get that curve. And then the side part or the back part as it goes around. And this one's more of an oval shape because it is turning in space. Spurs. Yeah, so what does this is an oval or like a circle. If you're looking down straight at a circle, it's a circle. you turn the circle, then it becomes an oval. No vase. All right, there's our first flower. Whew. So we'll worry about the leaves after. Let's get the flowers in first. The next flower here is big, and it's actually needs to be up a little bit higher now. I can readjust it now that we have this and something. It's probably should have been. I'm looking at it now. There's probably a little bit more of an angle. But it's okay. We can also use grids to help with drawing. Grids. We should probably do a whole thing on that. I'm trying to see how it fits here. Bring it up a little bit higher. Bring it up and over. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just needs to go up that little higher right there. And then I can see that center part. It's probably going to be right about here. Probably right about that big. Maybe you can see it. Let's bring our camera back. And we draw this. Draw that flower. Here we go. I'm drawing a little bit smaller, and it's good to have it side by side. Wish you could have your drawing side by side and take a look at it. That way you can see back and forth. And do this observational drawing is what we're doing. We're observing and drawing what we see. It helps our acuity, helps our observational skills. All right, there's this one petal that's in here. In the shape of a J. It's a J petal, J petal. It's more like a V. There's that one. And I can slightly sketch them in. Okay, there's going to be one there. There's going to be one over here. There's another one back here. I'm skipping every other one. That one, and then this one, this third one right in here. These three. That one. 1, 2, 3. That really helps. And then there's one back here. 4. Fitting right about in there. 4. These 4 petals. That's good. We got 2 petals in the back here. But this will kind of help with the spacing and the placement of the flower. All right, I think that's good. I'm gonna, if you want to, I will put a close up on this so you can see it. If you want to screenshot it. And then I'm going to, we'll go ahead and just put that one in. There we go. What are we going to draw next? On the petal. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's do this. Okay, so this center part, there's a lot of ins and outs. Ins and outs. There's one bump here and one bump up here that kind of goes, that's kind of prominent. And the other ones just kind of go in and out from there. In and out. There's a bump. In and out. I'm kind of like, there's something called blind contour drawing that has helped my drawing skills so much. It's one of the hardest exercises to do. But it has helped so much. Like right now, I feel it. I can feel I'm doing some of it right now, where I'm looking at what I'm drawing, but I'm really not even looking at my paper. I'm just kind of like, and it's called blind contour drawing, and I did that back a long time ago, back in the 80s. I took a drawing class in middle school, and it was from the drawing on the left side of the brain, the right side of the brain, actually. Betty Edwards. Maybe it's one of her exercises. Really, I had my students do it, but it's really challenging because I know I'm trying to get my students to do it. Because everybody's worried about making their drawings look so pretty and perfect, but this really will make your drawings look like not as nice as you'd like them. Blind contour drawing. Yeah, it's out there. Just look for it, but it'll help you. It'll help you. Basically, what it is drawing without looking at your paper. And you're tempted so much. You're tempted so bad because you want it to look nice. I know. I went through the whole thing and felt that. All right. So I'm going in and out. Here's this like M shape right there. It's a curved M, or it looks like a bird. Then it comes up and it curves. Then another on this other side. Another M curve right in there. And then this curve right here. Yeah, what a bummer that is. This is a brand new camera, and it arrived today. Ironically, I don't know. I was planning. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do if my camera doesn't arrive? And it's yeah, I don't know. I definitely need to figure that out now. I have my other camera actually. Yeah, no, I said earlier they planned obsolescence. They changed. They're not supporting it anymore. So that's not not right. That's not right, eh? No, it's not right. Okay. Here's the bottom of this pedal. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these, especially if they're still out there. Okay, okay, now I can see this pedal actually goes behind. I had it in front, but it's coming out of here. And this pedal hole, this one. Let's see. The point is on the side. Point is right there. The dolphin nose curves, and then down to the stem. Practice, practice, practice. Find what you like to draw. Break it apart. Break it into parts. Mhm. It's the biggest thing is practice. Finding what challenges you, not what is too hard, not what's out of your. Ooh, I think that's going to be cutting it close here. Not what's too hard. It has to be just right. If it's too hard, you give up. If it's too easy, you get bored. There really is a sweet spot to learning and to drawing and to a lot of things in life too. Sometimes we've got to learn to take on. Sometimes if we are bored, to take ownership. Say, oh, this is too easy. All right, let's step it up a bit. Sometimes life will do that when you're not ready. Then it gets too hard and you want to give up or quit. And no, sometimes you gotta take on those challenges. That's why dabbling is fun. You know, you go on to thing, you do thing, you come across a trouble or problem. Okay, I'm done. Go on to the next thing. Sometimes you gotta, you know, take a hold and take a bite and say, okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna figure it out. And that, oh my gosh, the feeling you get when you figure something out, it's like, oh my gosh, I got it. You know, I didn't think I could get it. It was kind of hard. I mean, that's awesome. Actually, when you start taking on challenges, I'm like, okay, so it's gonna be a challenge. I don't know if I can do it. I'm gonna give it a go. And then wow, I did it. It's actually a good feeling. Taking on challenges. Sometimes biting off more than you can chew. It's like, okay, wait a minute. But you'll feel it. You'll feel it. It's like, oh, this is boring. Okay, well, okay. How can you challenge yourself? How can you take it to the next level? All right, we're getting the middle pedals in. There's a middle pedal here, and there's another pedal in between even that. So I'm gonna get this pedal up in here. There we go. All right, it's coming along, coming along. I can see it. I can see it. I'm looking back and forth. I'm seeing the big shapes, the small shapes, the medium-sized shapes, making sure it kind of is cohesive. And yeah, drawing is a skill. You can learn it. Here we go. Let's get this pedal back here. This back pedal. Back pedal. We're gonna back pedal here. Back pedal. I quack myself up. Yeah, just so quiet. Introverts, all you introverts, I'm an introvert too, so I don't know. Actually, I'm thinking more of an ambivert now. And somebody came up with another one. It's not just an ambivert, where you're both an introvert and an extrovert, but what was the other one I heard somebody say? Yeah, you know what? Maybe even going live is another thing I'm thinking of doing. Going YouTube live, but then once you're in, you're in. It's live. There's no like, hey, I'm gonna start recording. It's just like, okay, we're recording. But anyways, okay, so we got this back pedal. And then we got this other pedal that's right in here. And it's really just it's that bottle nose, that dolphin bottle nose. And it's you've got that two parts. You got the circle part, and then it kind of goes into a little bottle nose. And that's this little bottle nose, this bottle tip right in there. All right, Happy New Year. Yeah, going for quite a ride this year. Hoping for a good one. All right, I know it's going to be challenging for many people. For technology. And you know what? I will actually, I know I'd like to share my AI stuff actually, maybe at the end of the drawing classes. I have AI stuff I'm working on and other stuff. And it's all about asking questions. You got to ask questions. Be curious. How do things work? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to get to? That's the whole thing of Brain Tools. Brain Tools runs on questions. And I'm going to put all those questions and make them into prompts and have AI actually even help people set their goals and dreams. And yeah, I have lots of material and stuff that'll help that come together. All right, I'm drawing without explaining what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got one pedal here. I'm skipping that pedal in the back, and here this pedal here. So I'm seeing one, two. I did that back pedal there too. These are the main pedals. There's this one, that one, and there's this other like pedal that's over the center there. And then that's that one. Well, this other one's right next to it. I'm gonna go ahead and draw it. There's two next to it. All right, and then there's one behind here. So I've got these two, almost like a butterfly actually. It looks like a number three here, and the number three on this side actually, and the letter E on this side. So there's two petals on that one, two on that one, and then there's petals under back there, and then one back here. All right, and I just kind of scribbled it in. But once you feel confident, it's like, okay, that looks good. Then you can go dark. Oh, you can go darker. Once you feel like, okay, this looks good. You make your adjustments. Go in there with a pencil, nice, smooth, not sketchy line. Well, if you're sketching, it's the quality of line that comes with time. Quality of line comes with time. Oh, I like that. And the quality of line, there's some art teachers, they're a stickler for that. But I think you need to learn to focus on one thing at a time. And your brain can only do that. Focus on shapes and get the drawing in, and then focus on the quality of line, the quality of your line. Yeah, I think it should be in steps. That's the thing, sometimes teachers kill it. I know I've had a student tell me once, I used to like to draw. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So then you're like, oh, okay, I need to step it back. That was the funniest and worst compliment. I mean, I like, oh, that kind of like hurt. I'm like, okay. But and then I've stepped it back, and I've actually learned to break things down better. Break things down better, not make it so hard. Try to simplify things with rap. All right, somebody has to go. You're welcome. All right, Tanya, thanks for joining us. All right, all right. Back and forth, back and forth. I know. Here we go. This is quite an endeavor on this one. We're almost there though. We're almost done with these three flowers. We got the leaves and the butterfly. And then I don't know what we're gonna do for our last drawing. I will take suggestions. I will take if you find something, put it in the chat. Or we can call it a night after this one. Ooh. All right. Okay. So, here we go. Let's do the ones. We'll skip this back one. Want to do this one? Actually, this one. Oh, no, this one's higher up. We'll do this top petal. Here's the point, and then up and around. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to this one. Hanging in there. Here's the point. Almost like actually, just even right now, it reminds me of different things. But right now, it reminded me of a lemon, the little tip of a lemon, little porpoise. Oh, let's bring it up here too. I try to see this big shape. See this round shape, and then you've got the little lemon bump, little bimple, bumple. Simple. All right, there we go. And then there's all this other stuff going on back here, all this shenanigans. Let's see if there's this one pedal here that's attached and another pedal here that's attached. And that's it. That's it for the flowers. Yep, that's it for the flowers. Let's stand back and celebrate. Yes, we did it. All right, one step done. Yeah, it's learning to see the milestones as well. Sometimes we get try to see the big picture and like, oh, we'll never get there. Celebrating the little wins. All right, the flowers are done. The flowers are done. I don't know if you want to shade or color them. I mean, these are colored. Vibe. There we go. Yeah. There's these three the leaves. There's one leaf here. See, I'm sketching it in lightly. One leaf here, one leaf here. 1, 2, 3, and then one leaf up here. Leaf me alone, it says it's by itself. Another leaf right here. Another leaf right in there. Another leaf right in here. And then another leaf. Kind of just spotting them in where they kind of go really quickly. Not worrying too much. I'm just most focused on how the size. I can probably even put ovals in there to get the height and the width and how they're going to fit in there. Just sketch it in lightly. Sketch it in. Sketch it in. Sketch it in. 1, 2, 3 right in here. Oh, right there. And I'm kind of seeing how it fits. I'm looking back and forth. Like, that's where you have to kind of shift. See the big shapes, the small shapes. Is it right? Sometimes we focus on just the middle size shapes, or sometimes we get stuck. You kind of have to learn to kind of go back and forth and seeing, okay, does this puzzle fit? Does it make sense? Yeah, all right, cool. Now let's go back in here and focus in on the top leaves, and then we'll go all the way down. And then we'll do the butterfly. Yeah, done. Well, so here we go. Let's do these top leaves over here. All right. This one, okay, so this kind of curves like the letter C, and then it curves out at the tip like an S. There we go. Bring that back to the other side. And then that. Paralyzed Veterans of America. That's my mom's pen. She donates. They send her more to donate. All right, there's that one leaf. Let's go to the next one. Again, same. It's that top part. This doesn't curve. This one does curve in. See how it curved? This one just goes like a letter C. And that's to the point. This one had a little bit of S curve back out. And then this one curves. And then just comes back. Right in there. This is the S side. This probably, yeah, this one has a little bit more of an S curve to it. The other one has a C curve, and this is an S. See the S one way, and then psych goes the other way. And then there's a center line right down the middle. Yep, there it is. Okay. There it is. And the leaves on the trees are falling. All right, here we go. Nice magic. All right, here. So on this has two parts to this pedal. Again, there's this C. I'll have a little bit of an S at the tip as well. It's the C shape and a little bit of a curve at that tip. And then this one is also an S curve. This one really has the big S. This one has just a C with a little curve at the end. This one curves here, then it goes up, and then it attaches itself. This is definitely a taper tail right there, so that shape. And then the back side. The back side is almost like a C, but the curve is on this side now. The curve is here. You see, there's a little bit of a curve, and then it's the letter C, but backwards. There we go. So this is like the curve here, and then this little S opposite. It's the C curve. It's like the letter C here, and then the bottom has that S. And there's another pedal. 3 pedals down. How many to go? One, two. I don't know, quite a few. 3 pedals down. One, two, three, six. 6 to go. We're a third of the way. Oof. All right. This next one is very similar to that one. All right, let's do it again. Actually, yeah, let's do it again. That one, looking at the negative space, but it's all right. Right here, it's the mostly curved, and then at the tip, it starts bending the other way, just right at the tip. It's bending it the other way. Then here we go. Let's same as the one above it. And it curves out and then up to a point. There it is, like an S. So it has a really nice S curve. It looks like a dog's tail. And then here we go. Curve it here. And then there. All right. The next one. Start picking up the pace. This one is definitely almost like a football shape, half of a football. So it kind of just almost goes to a point, and then it just kind of comes. And, there we go. And then this center. All right, that's it. Yeah, the camera was a $200 camera. This one is a $50 camera. It's really hard to find a camera less than that. That was the it's not a bad camera. It's not a great camera. I mean, it's good actually. I think the big problem is it is zoom, zoom. All right, here we go. Let's get these two here. There's 2 leaves and then 3 on that one, so that's 5. Yeah, 5 to go. Starts up here. I'm gonna bring it up. And it comes down. So it's got this backwards S. And then to the center line. Here we go. Looks like a horn. And then we got one more. This bottom one on it is just curved up to it. Now it really looks like a big dolphin. I don't know, I'm imagining a dolphin. The whole one side would be one color. Then the other color. All right, here's another football kind of shape-ish. It's a little bit of a twist at the tip, but it's almost like this oval shape and then a little bit of a twist at the tip. And then it's a center line. Don't draw it straight like I just did. Give it a little bit of a curl, a little bit of a swirl. There we go. I'm shading it just a little darker because these are the leaves. Not the petals, not the petals. Yeah, some color. Color. A bit of shading. There's some shades. At least 50. All right, here we go. Jeez Louise. All right, here we go. The last 3 petals before it gets too late, too crazy. All right, here we go. Let's start with this one first. I sketched it in pretty good. I mean, sometimes you just nail it with a sketch. Okay, so here's the C shape, and then it just kind of like a lemon slice, and then it has another with a little bit of a curve on top of it, right in there. Yeah, did it over. It's okay. It's probably a little bit lower. That's okay. You can make micro adjustments as you're looking and drawing. There's one leaf down, 2 to go. Here we go. This one comes from here, goes around. Oh, this one has definitely another C shape here. That's another C shape. And then you got the center, kind of coming out as a tip, and then here, kind of curve back up there. Wow. Bam. And a little bit of quick shade. Good practice. Just to practice the shading. Whatever, try to draw shapes and practice shading them. And the more you do that, the better you'll progress. Just gotta practice. You know what you're aiming at. You're aiming at something. If it's just for fun, then yeah, you're just doing it for fun. If you're shooting for accuracy, you're shooting for other stuff. That's when it gets a little more challenging. You're like, hey, that's pretty good. And I wish, I would have AI compare your pictures to the original, say, okay, it's 50%, 100%, 90% accurate, or and they would tell you, yeah, that would be ideal. Your ratios are off, or your proportions are off. You there would give you a little bit of feedback. Work on your ratios, and then you just focus on ratios for a while, and that'll improve your drawing, the height to the width, the ratios of the shape. And then you work on angles. Angles is another one. That's wrap to draw. Ratios, angles, looking at angles, and then proportions. All right. Okay, I think the flowers are done. Oh. There we go. Wow. Wow. Let's see if I put my hand on it a little bit. All right, all right. Oh, Vicky had to go. All right. Bye-bye. All good, all good. As long as you can. I know we're here. We're on our second hour now. All right, let's finish this up. We're gonna do the butterfly. All right. So let's see the parts. Probably four parts. So this part, that part. Kind of have it in there, have it sketched in. What's great about that is that now we're going back with a fresh eye. We're going back with, things some time has passed, and we can see how accurate. Let's see it with a fresh eye. Might want to pull it back a little bit here. See if because I definitely want to get that body. Oh my gosh. Right in here, right in the middle. So I might pull that back. This I mean, I'm talking about a micro change. So I'm probably going to focus on the body first, pull that back, but I think it looks pretty good. Pretty good. See, this is here. This actually should be up here. If I compare the relation, it's all relationships. How do they relate? It's from here to here. All the relationships. It's all relative. Einstein was right. All right, here we go. Maybe a little bit thinner. It's a little bit thinner. This inside. Here we go. I like that. I think that's pretty good. And I've got my scent parts. Okay, let's just dig in. I'm gonna dig in with the body first. You can see it's gonna be here. The head should be there, and then the torso, and then the tail. Or I don't know. They've got names. The anthrax. Oh, it's not the anthrax. All right, here we go. So the head definitely it's round, and we should probably start there just because that's make sure it all fits. That's there. And then we got the body. Okay, about there. A little bit bigger. It's a little bit more of an oval shape. Then we got the tail, which is a little bit bigger and longer. Right about there. There's the tail. Tail of two cities. Tail. This is the love flowers. Awesome. So you joined us on a good night. All right, here we go. Let's get that antennae just right off the top. It's a little bit to the right. And it curves. And then there's a little teardrop at the tip. And let's thicken it up. Yeah, the flowers came out nice. We had some flowers tonight. Those two, those were not too shabby. All right, let's get this butterfly. Anything but. All right. What's that? All right, here we go. All right, so I'm seeing that the wing actually starts lower. So yeah, I need to bring it back. See, that's why we did the body. We don't want the wings coming off of the head. So the wing's going to come here. We see where it starts, and I'm going to use this as a guide, but just bring it back now. See? where I had it drawn earlier, it's just going to be this much further back, further back, and up, and then to that point right in there. There we go. Yes, I like the C curve. It kind of comes up. And then here we take the drop off the cliff. There's two parts, right? Here's the center part right in there. It's going to curve in and then out and then in. There's the bubbles. If you can see the bubbles, I kind of didn't draw them this time, but they're in there. Like here, a little bubble. Here, a bubble. As we go around the bubble, something like this, going around the bubble. So, around the bubble, and then another little bubble here that I can't explain and draw it every time. We'd be here all night. Ooh. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. See the parts. That's the thing. Sometimes teachers they can't explain everything. It's hard to explain everything. They just do it. That's it. You just do it, and it looks like magic. But there's parts to it. You break it apart. All right, here this tail goes out in and then goes in a little bit more. So I'm pushing this in part right in here. This wasn't there in my sketch, but I could see it. And I'm looking back and forth. I'm looking at the painting here. So I have that advantage. So don't compare to despair. I can't get the cats in the pants. That's what the artist way is about. The artist way really is, we get in our own way. That's the artist way. That's what I was saying yesterday. The artist way is to get out of your own way. And then here, this whole kind of like thumbs up, thumbs down shape kind of goes around. And there's like a oval shape in here. See, if you see the oval shape, you can almost kind of go around it. See, and then squeeze in on this side. Some people don't get that feel, and it just looks like I don't know. Here it does go out and around. Oh, almost there. Just the detail now. We've got it all. Let's take a look back and kind of congratulate ourselves for making it this far. All right. I think it's looking good. Not too shabby, as the comedian says. Anybody know who that is? Yeah. I really got a kick of hearing it. I hadn't heard in a long time the Nights of Hanukkah with all right, let's see. Let's break this into parts. So the top part here, this part, so we have two parts. Now this part here is three parts. This first part. So I can see this I can see the middle part right there. And this first part goes over the middle part, but I can see that middle part. And then everything's broken down into that. But I'm gonna just focus on this middle part right there. And once I get that middle part, everything else should kind of come into place. Maybe make it wider. I don't know. All right, so that's it. There's a middle part right there. Now I'm going to start off with that first design. Start way at the base. All about the base. I'm just going to go over that middle part a little bit, and then just going to come up and then curve out right there. Boom, right in there. Right in there. It's like a puzzle. Some people get a kick out of puzzles. You got to find the right puzzle for yourself. If it's too hard, again, it's the thing of life. If it's too hard, sometimes you want to give up. Don't give up. Hang in there. When things get hard, try to simplify. Take a step back. There's that. See, there's that one. Try to simplify. Look for help. Somebody who's learned to simplify things, make things simple. There you go. This is the middle one. See, you pretty much nailed it. I'm kind of happy with what the middle one is at. There's the middle one. And then we got this other one that's over here. Bring it up. All right, what about there? Probably, I don't know. Probably wider than it needs to be. That's okay. Try to thin it down a little bit, but bring this one down as well. Make that one wider. There we go. Little adjustments. There we go. There's our three on the inside. This tip goes to there. Bam. See? Bam, that tip to there. And then there's another line from here to there. Breaking that apart. And when I'm drawing this line right here, I'm looking at this line up here. See, and I'm dividing it in half. This whole shape right in there. There it is. And then here from this middle part, a little bit of a curve. Curves and then comes out. There you go. And then here from the tip up with a little bit of a curve to the end. Yeah, not too shabby. That looks pretty good. Not too shabby. He's only a quarter Jewish. Yeah, I hadn't heard that in a while. Oh, gosh. Gilroy. All right, let's do the bottom part. There's three parts plus one. It looks like there's like a hidden part. So again, like the same, like the top, three parts. Well, let's start again with the middle part. So the middle part, this kind of helps center. It helps get everything together. Let's move it up here. The center part right in here, this middle part. It's this here we're aiming for. This middle part. And then everything else just kind of comes off of it. Learn to break things into parts. See the parts in the whole. This is a mama shapes. We're in the mama shapes. And even the mama shapes kind of have to see how they'll fit. There we go. Got a big papa shape. Okay, so this one. I'm going to stop right there because this other shape goes on top. This shape. Like just like when we did it above it, we did that one first because it's on top. And this one goes up and hugs this wing right in there. That's the tip. And it's kind of like an S curve. Goes one way, like you're curving one way, and then curves the other way. Yin and yang. One way and then the other. One way. There it is. There's that. And then here's this other one. Going to a point. That's the middle one. See how I can put it behind there or attach it. Two. And then here, this one's split into two. There's like an S one. But I'm going to do this shape first. I'm going to do this one here first. That one first. Oops, bring it up. I'm doing this one first. And then splitting this. This one kind of splits. Kind of S curve. Backwards S goes curves in, then out. Around like that. There we go. Right in it. And then before you know it, step by step, you're done. That's the thing. If you focus on like, oh my gosh, it's taking forever. Oh my God. Depends on what you focus on. If you just focus on the steps, you know, the journey of 1,000 steps, the next step. And before you know it, yeah, we're done. 8:31. Wow, you can color it, shade it, do what you like. Give yourself an applause. All right. We love the flowers. Here, color this and stuff. And paint it. Here's an example. We might call it a night, I think. We call it early night, an hour and a half of drawing. That's pretty good. Coloring it, use your colored pencils. All right, thank you for joining us. Hopefully next month we can figure some of these problems out. That's the whole thing. You know, figure out one problem and then jump on to the next problem. That's the way that goes. You know, hey, unless it's an urgent problem, it's a critical problem, it's a painful problem. All right, you're welcome for the class. See you next month. All right, the first Wednesday, we'll be back at 6 o'clock. All right, thank you for joining us. Oh, okay, yeah, I did put it in the chat. So for the YouTube. All right, bye everybody. Happy New Year. Bye.